People, welcome to Never a Five. You've never been here before, but guess what? We're here joined by the Rivals panel. I don't know if it's that we'll see. We're going to be joined by Lee's just on Coppish at the moment and whatnot, but we're going to be doing a review. We're going to be doing a review of our own clubs, so everyone has a say on their own clubs, and obviously we can challenge people if they're talking rubbish. A bit similar to what actually was kind of doing a minute ago, but this time we got Man City here, we got Newcastle here, we got Chelsea here. Unfortunately, we got Liverpool here, and we'll be joined by an Arsenal. But yeah, what you man saying anyways, man? 10 o'clock at night on a Thursday. I just feel like this week has just flown by, man.
Yeah, it has flown,
bro. It's gone quick, boy.
When you got 4 kids, it's not flying by, bro.
Well, maybe not for you, innit? I was trying to be positive, innit? But you want to be negative and talk kids and all that kind of stuff. You do,
Kids are cool, bro. This is life, innit?
What's up with your mic?
Blame the kids, innit? Blame the kids.
Yeah, that's all love, bro.
Wait, what's wrong? Wait, what's wrong with your mic? Why is it crackling?
So why is it still doing that? This is what I'm saying.
Wait, one sec, yeah. Are you talking through your iPhone? Are you talking through your iPhone?
No, the same thing I before, bro.
So man said you brought a whole, what's the thing called? It's a Google iPlay type, an Android phone over here.
Bro,
and you thought it was gonna work?
I've been using that for the last 6 months with you, man. The same thing, and now
you don't got headphones.
Somewhere, bro. I don't know, bro. Somewhere.
Bro, he's stressed from his kids. This is the last thing he needs.
It sounds bare bitty, like. It sounds bare bitty. Bare skippy.
Sounds like it's
blame the kids. Man. Blame the kids. I reckon the kids spilt drink on it or something.
Sunday going retire. That's when it started, bro. And it's been cool for how many months? Mic or no mic?
Oh,
we're blaming Never a Foul on Ty now. Is that what we're doing?
This sounds like Tenali's lawyer in court, bro, trying to bust case for.
Trust me, man.
Cool, bro. My own videos, when I do the live thing, man, it don't want to work.
So it's either connection. You should have got a mic time ago. This is a you problem, G.
I got the mic, bro. I took the mic off to see if it works, bro.
Alright, that's
yeah. That one there's a Beatties. I said.
Yo, what are you man saying anyways? What are you saying, Don, man? I feel like I ain't spoke to you in forever for some reason. Maybe because
I swear you did a show together yesterday lunchtime.
Literally, bro. What's this guy talking about?
No, it was 2 days ago.
Yeah, it was 2 days ago, innit? Yeah. Because maybe because we, bro, what is not someone done an evening show together? Because it's the break, man. That's what it is. Because we ain't done an evening show together in a minute, but I was just on a
specs and stuff like this.
It's frozen. Yeah.
The
mannequin damn keys, man. It's them damn
mannequin
keys.
Challenge. Where is it? Is it this one?
It says, yeah, it's on this.
But yeah, I was just on Mo's channel, innit? That was good. But I think it's probably because I ain't been on the evening channel in a minute. I can't remember the last time I was on.
Yeah, man. Doing this content a 9 months through international break is a bit of a difficult. It's a sticky one.
Hey, I don't even want to talk about it, man.
Especially when they're trying. Yeah, innit? No, we're trying, all right? There's only a certain number of combined 11, best 11s, worst signings that you can do.
Yeah, it's true, man. It's true. Daps, you look healthy, man. What's going on? I didn't see you like that.
Nah, that's wrong.
Yeah, an hour ago, you look like a wreck, fam. What's going on?
That still look like a wreck, but thank you for the compliment.
I didn't. You got. Oh, that's why you got the blue thing on.
Yeah, I was. Yeah. Yes. I'll just say yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see if it's gonna work now. Oh my days, that connection, that is Specs. I think I might cost you all stream, man. Your connection.
No,
I can't lie. I can't even hear you, fam. Is it just me?
Hey, man's even moving in slow motion now.
You move like in the Matrix, fam. You know the Matrix, yeah, with the twins, the Ghost twins. You move like that, fam.
It's like that goal celebration.
Hey, what Specs? Ain't you ever got nothing like this? Nothing like this, bro.
You know
the mics from Xbox.
I got one of them.
Yeah, that's my work one. That's my work one.
That's a Plantronics thing.
Now is my normal. No, I changed
I
my
still-
data because you said try something different. Can you hear me naturally?
Do you know what?
No,
Do you know
yeah,
what, Spix? Yeah, maybe just use your phone, bro. Have you got an iPhone?
I'm using my phone, bro. Always have done. This thing, bro. You might I put it back,
Wait,
bro.
Oh my
But
You
what
don't hear me,
can you
bro.
let everyone? Yeah, can you let everyone know what network? Yeah. Can you let everyone know what network not to go with, please?
Bro,
That's
I've
a good
been
one.
using O2 and this folding Z fold for my first met you guys, bro. I haven't got a mic. It's been cool, but for some reason, you man.
You know what? It's a little bit better. It's a little bit better though. I can't lie.
Hold on, Specs. Did you say O2 or your networks was from 2002?
This was before dial-up, I think.
I'm using O2, bro. O2 network, bro. Same phone, same mic.
So your phone's from O2.
This is this Newcastle thing. You man are trying to act like you ain't got dough. You need to stop this pretending that you don't have money yet and just accept you have money and going like I'm seeing you linked with Smith Rowe and that now and like Anderson from Crystal Palace. Let's stop this pretending you don't have money, right?
Hey, big man, let me tell you something. We're gonna catch up Man City soon, you know. It's a new era soon, Daps.
Let's hope your internet connection catches up with mine as well real soon, and then we can have a conversation about it.
My Wi-Fi is cool, bro. I just try to change it up to see if it works. But I'm saying,
yeah, don't try and change it up again, please.
No, everything's cool. I'm just saying to you, I see you float around on all socials, TikToks. I see a little video.
Whoa, hold on, who's putting me on TikTok?
I don't know, bro. They're everywhere, bro.
Oh well, that's not me.
You don't know it.
Well, of all the weeks for me to be everywhere, it's not a good week for me to be everywhere, to be honest. So.
That's after the game. That's why you're on there. You're everywhere, bro. Everyone's kind of not maliciously, but they're just trolling.
Oh, it will be. No, it will be malicious. It's fine. I get it.
Is it just me or is he just bare quiet?
You know what? It sounds a bit better, Specs. Like it's not as bad as what it was before, bro.
I'll talk louder, bro. I'm good, bro. Trust me.
My brother.
You sound like you've got copium right now. You sound like a Man United fan.
Where are we starting first, Cass?
We are going to start with. I think we're going to start with Liverpool. You know, I'm going to start with Mons. I'm just going to work my way all the way around. We're going to be reviewing your club. You're going to give us an honest review since you said you got a better starting 11 than Arsenal's. So
why did you get me on the channel if you want an honest review? Do you know who I am?
I know I am. All right, Sully.
Man, the same.
Anyways, Mons, let's talk about Liverpool, man. Let's talk about your club. Let's talk about Endo being a waste of a sign, and let's talk about how well you're doing as well with brand new midfielders. What do you make out of your season so far? Be honest. I don't want to know your ambitions. I want to know what you want to do. I want to know what's the next best thing for you lot.
I mean, points on the board wise, I think we're where I expected us to be, but I think we're ahead. But I think my expectations were a little bit higher than a lot of Liverpool fans' expectations. I think some were kind of happy to be just in and around the top four, not really anywhere near Arsenal and Man City. But I expected us to finish third comfortably. I said this, and when I said this on the channel, Kaz you wanted to hackle and cackle and thought it was funny. And
what?
Yeah. Documented, by the way, documented.
Is it?
Yeah. Listen, guys, if you want to go back and see it,
saved in that, archived, everything.
Yeah, archived. It's all there. It's all there. Kaz, what? You think you're finishing ahead of me? Wait, are you crazy? Yeah, so don't worry. I remember.
It's funny how it's like what Man City fans say all the time, though, man. It's just like, bro, it's only 8 games. It's only early, bro. Things can change on its head in a space of 2 games.
Or things could just get worse. So, anyway, I look at our midfield, and I'll be real. I was kind of worried, and I still think there are faults in it. I'm going to start with the faults in it. The faults is that we're not starting games quick enough. And we've conceded, I think, we've conceded the first goal in 4 out of our first 8 games. And those teams were, I believe, Wolves, Bournemouth, Brighton, and someone else. I can't remember who the other one was. But the caliber of teams, like the bar is in hell. To be conceding first against those guys, it's just, well, maybe not Brighton, but Bournemouth and Wolves alone. That for me, it just shouldn't be happening. It just doesn't make sense why we're starting games like this. I understand there is a lack of a 6. I know McAllister is filling in at the moment, but it's annoying to see that we're continuously like we can't get up for the occasion. Pause. Do you know what I'm saying? I feel like we're kind of just going into games thinking we can start on autopilot, and then when we get a rocket, when someone shoots a rocket up our ass, pause again. That's when we start playing football. And then our second half form has been amazing. I think we've only conceded 1 goal in the second half all season. So if we
so you kind of can ultimately go 1-0 down.
Yeah, we can, but it only takes one. It takes one game. It takes one off game from Salah.
I hear you.
For us to just again, do you know what I'm saying? Like Salah gets the brace, but we missed a few sitters in the second half against Brighton. What happens? We get dunked on by dunk. So you know, it's more. I'm not really here to see my team perform in the second half only, because you can't do that against Man City. You can't do that against Arsenal. And you certainly can't do it against a few of the other teams as well in and around us. But you know what I'm saying? So for me, I'm kind of happy with the improvement from players like Van Dijk. And, you know, this Matip resurgence that I just didn't see coming. I was calling for him to be sold. So even though we got him on a free, I don't know where that resurgence has come from. And Virgil van Dijk I think people are forgetting how good he's actually been this season. And he's not really
he has been good.
I don't think a lot of people are kind of putting him in the top 5 conversations that much. I think rightly so, Diaz and Saliba are there as well, but I think Van Dijk's right up there with them, with those 3. Can
I ask a question to the other, not Mons, right? Do you think, because we know Europa League, to be, you could say it dries up your energy regardless in the season, doing that Thursday, Sunday. What I've seen personally though, and this might be a harsh criticism or a fair one, but you always have to bring on your stars to bail you out because your second team isn't actually as great as we think they are. Bar Kwanzaa and a couple others, right? They're not ready to go further in the competition because you fans want to win that competition because that's one that Klopp never has won. Is that something that don't anyone else agree that might be a thing where if they don't go and reinforce or they don't get their act together in terms of that, this is what could maybe make their season like Man United's of last year when they went from all of a sudden going third, looking comfortable, and before you know it, Liverpool creep, even Newcastle as well, creep, and then it's evident to see that, bro, at the end of the season, it takes away the energy.
Do you know what? I actually think that's the same with most clubs, though. To be frank with you, if you actually go and look at most clubs when they play a fully rotated second 11, tell me one that honestly goes out and cooks people with their second 11 ever.
Not many, but I think Liverpool will go far. I think Man City will go far.
City and Liverpool did it in 2019 to 2021 quite well. This is the thing. City and Liverpool normalized things that weren't normal.
Yeah,
that it was not normal. Like we I think in the Champions League, for the one where we was trying to do the quad, I think we won all 6 out of 6, and we battered teams like Milan with Nat Phillips in that playing. That's not normal.
Do you know what it is? For me, it's key. When you rotate, if you keep key personnel in, it can still cook. The minute you take the key personnel out, ultimately the machine doesn't work. And that, I think that's just football, isn't it? Like realistically, if you take certain cogs from the machine, if you take batteries out of something, it don't work. And it's the same that like it can look like you haven't rotated much, but if you've taken certain people out, it looks like you've rotated massively just because you look completely different. And look, I honestly think Liverpool are going to win that Europa League as well, by the way. I think they're going to win it. I think once they get, I think Klopp wants it because it's one he's got to a final of before. And look, it's a winner. It's a winner. Why would you not? If you're in, I'm not saying he's not going to play first 11, but when it gets to like the quarters or something, he'll be like, we're here now. We're here now. Like, let's go and win this. So, and I think they will get to the, about the quarters by rotating. So,
Mons, I'll be real with you. I've only watched one of the Europa games, this season. Like, you know what I'm saying? But who's actually front line for you, lot? Who's front line for you in that tournament? Is it like Harvey Elliott and them, man?
He
was good today, by the way. He was good today.
Our actual front line, or just who's actually playing the 11?
Like who's the players that Klopp has been counting on in that competition?
So the midfield. I think I can name the midfield and the front 3 off the top of my head. So it was Gravenberch, Harvey Elliott, and Endo in midfield. The last game we played, and up top was Nunez. Salah actually started, which he shouldn't have done. He came off 45 minutes, so he came off first half. So I think it was Jota, Nunes, and Salah that game, and then Diaz came on second half. But I think in the first game, I believe it was Jota, Gakpo, and someone else. But I'll be real. Whatever attacking line we play is going to look strong with all five of us.
That's exactly what I was about to say. That's literally exactly what I was about to say. Yeah, How about your defense?
Defense, it would be Tsimikas, Kwanzaa, Gomez, and Curtis Jones at right back.
Yeah, Jesus.
Or like
that smells.
Yeah, the other
that
one
smells,
was Tsimikas, Kwanzaa, Gomez, and Bajcetic playing right back in the first.
And this is the big thing that I was talking about. I know we're kind of speaking about Liverpool in the Europa League, but when I looked at your squad depth
Ben Doak was the other one. So yeah, Ben Doak as well.
Ben Doak's good. Ben Doak's good. Everyone knows like you lot have the options up top. Do you know what I'm saying? Whether you start Salah, Gakpo, Diaz, Nunes, you've got hella guys up there. Ben Doak. Do you know what I'm saying? But when I look at your midfield, bro, and who comes in the defense, like if anything was to happen to Van Dijk, he gets an injury, or Matip, he's been good this season as well. It's long for the guys that come in. Do you know what I'm trying to say? And on top of that, you still haven't got a CDM. That's why
if we review that, in fairness, Van Dijk was out for 2 games by not injury, by a red card. And guess what? Finished the season.
That's the best our defense has looked with.
It's true. It's true. And the thing is, if they do that to prove you guys wrong and to prove guys like me wrong, fair enough. That's fine. But when I'm looking at guys like Gomez and even Matip's been good this season. Do you think long-term, as a Liverpool fan, do you trust these guys to come in and long-term to be quite stable?
Because Konate is 22, so he's the long-term centre-back. It's just
no, but I'm talking about over the season, bro. When I'm saying long-term, I'm talking about this season.
Yeah, but over the season, it's going to be one of the 3 because Gomez has actually been alright this season. He hands in his request to Hooters. I've been done saying he loves the strip in it, but at the end, but right now I can't hate. Gomez has done his thing. If I'm looking at the centre back rankings at Liverpool, my opinion is Van Dijk at the top, is Matip second, Gomez third, and Konate fourth.
Whoa!
And Konate is second.
Where is he? Is this guy injured again or what?
So what? You're not really?
No, he's fit. It's just that, bro.
Oh, it's a fitness. It's a fitness.
When Matip's playing the way he's playing, bro, this is why I said this Matip resurgence. I didn't see it coming. When I saw him come in. When I see him come in, I was thinking, oh, we are fucked. No 6 and Matip. I was thinking, yo.
Do you know what? Do you know what that should tell you though? Maybe at times, sometimes we're a bit reactionary because I honestly think Fabinho Fabinho needed a fucking rest, man. Like I still think Fabinho might have. You should have kept him in hindsight, and like. You've got to remember the amount of games you lot have played over the last couple of years. Some of these players, bro, especially under Klopp's style of football, they're just tired, bro. Like they need a bit of a rest. So I get it with Matip, and I honestly think Fabinho still could have done a job. But Gomez, how old is Gomez, by the way?
26.
Do you think he could be maturing and coming of age a bit here, maybe?
Yeah, sorry, Konate is 24, by the way. That's my bad. But yeah, no.
Yeah, it's definitely not 22. When you said that, I was thinking, no, there's no way.
That's my bad. But yeah, no. Gomez, the thing is with Gomez, he's not good enough anymore. Obviously, for me, the injuries stopped him from being like a John Stones or... like the injuries really did stop. Like again,
bro, I'll be real with you once. Just on that, Joe Gomez was England's best centre back just before that tournament. I think it was the World Cup.
Yeah, but before he
was solid, bro. He was performing at a better level than John Stones. I think John Stones was out at that time.
At one point, he was performing as good as Van Dijk.
Yeah, he was. That pairing was one of the best in Europe. Yeah,
but obviously, again, when he done his knee and he broke his metatarsal the season after, when like literally just after coming back. Listen, man, say Van Dijk ain't the same. Gomez, he hasn't even became half the defender, unfortunately. And the worst thing is for him. Happened at such a young age, but I do credit him for staying, trying and coming back. But last season was so bad, I needed him out the club. I said he could never play a game at centre back at my club ever again after seeing what I saw last season. But now, Daps might be right. It might be a coming of age thing. It might be a maturity thing. I think one thing I've realised is that
he's been fit for a while as well.
He's saying fit for a while,
because you know what, the amount of players that get injuries, and you've got to remember that when you get injuries that keep you out for that long, and when they keep reoccurring, that can put you off tackling. Let's be real. Like you're thinking, hold on a minute, how much do I want to go in on this one? And how much do I trust that that's not going to happen again until you've had a period of trusting it, and then you're like, I do trust it. Now.
When I done my ankle, and luckily it wasn't broken or nothing, bro. When you go for that next side, you think twice. That normal tackle you going for, you don't think about that again. You think like, I don't know, until you get a run of games thinking, I can go for that tackle. Greasy, I don't know about you. You look like you're quite weak on the ball. You don't look like you can tackle.
What? But are you mad?
For me as a defender,
I'm that ball winner, bro. Ramirez, Kante, bro. I'm a ball winner in midfield. I'm gonna put some clips in the group chat after, innit?
Hey, I can't lie. I can see Mon's megging you and making you like a dickhead. But anyways,
nah. Never that. I'm a proper ball. I'm telling you, bro. I get about.
Yeah. You're much as a ball winner as Mo says he's a baller as well. Anyways, man.
Anyway, Monts was speaking on Gomez. Sorry, Monts, carry on.
I was finished off. Really, it was wow. Pause. Sorry. Yeah, no. With Gomez, I still think he's now become a rhythmic player now. So he needs, and I'm not even talking 1-2. We're talking 6-7. To get going in it, like he needs to get going. And one thing I've realized when Gomez was playing right centre back with Van Dijk, he was looking really bad. But when he came in at left centre back in for Van Dijk, this guy was looking cold. I was thinking, wait, what's going on?
He always used to play on the right.
Yeah, he plays on the right. But he played when Van Dijk got the red card, he played left centre back, and then in the Villa game, he played left centre back. And this, bro, and what's worse, and then after that, he got moved out to right back, and then he's kind of become the squad player again, but he's still playing Europa League. He's starting Europa League games and that. So for me, he'll never be more than a squad player anymore. But I was encouraged by what
Hey, all I got is a bit of air going through my headphones, and I'm like, wait, what's that?
Sorry, Spec. Sorry.
You know what you're sounding like, just you know, have you not watched Men in Black when that guy with the two heads when he goes bare small, and squeaky, bro? That's what you were sounding like just then.
Sounds like he's got a fishbowl in his head, man.
What am I acting up again?
No, your mic's perfect. Your mic's perfect.
It's calm, innit? But you're so quiet.
You hear me, bro?
But, I mean, you're there. I definitely can tell you're there. But I mean,
specs, man.
No, they will talk over Monts too much, innit? Because my whole thing is with the Gomez thing is when you say that he's doing, and I don't really buy that whole thing. No, Monts, don't do that, bro.
No, that's
like, if you
no, bro, real talk, I can't hear you too well.
Nah, I can hear you. I can hear you because I've got a headset.
I mean, I can hear you if we're all silent and I really listen, but
yeah, man, what's going on? Settings.
Can you hear me, guys?
Bro, I just don't want you to take it out on the kids, so I'm kind of like being.
If we're all quiet, we can hear you. If we're all quiet, we can hear you.
No, can you hear me, bro? Don't let me go the whole thing,
I mean, bro, I'll be real. I've given you my answer. I'm not going to answer again. I can hear you if we're silent, and I concentrate.
I'm very concentrated.
Bro, no,
anyway. To confirm, it is that bad. It is.
Let him land.
Yeah, you're landing in snow, but I'm going to let you land. No, I can hear you, but it's kind of like have you ever flown with Ryanair where it bounces where it's trying to land? Like,
one second. Now you are trolling, man. One second. We're trying.
I mean, there's no trolling still.
Yeah, man. Let me move to the super chat quick then. Tarek says, big up lads, winning the Europa League also has the advantage of being seeded top of the group that if we don't win the league, with a laughing face.
Huh?
So they're saying if they win the Europa League, it won't matter because they get seeded top.
Oh yeah, like Seville did. Yeah.
Yeah, one of those
That's
ones.
severe planning, but
yeah, I don't know if I want to move. I'm going to move off of Liverpool, and the Specs can get his point across anyways. I'm going to move to the next team. Yeah.
You go first, bro.
Oh yeah, don't worry. You're underwater anyways.
McAllister in the 6. Stop it. Get it. It needs to move. It can't happen. It's killing me. It's giving me stress. Stop it, Klopp, please.
You want to play the Endo? You want to play Endo there then, yeah?
No, then that would be the Endo of the world. Please, just figure it out. Do something. I hear Don plays DM. Gunali used to play ball. Gunali's like 6'7", bro. Sign him. Do something. Gunali's a free agent. The window ain't open. Transfer window ain't even open. Do something. I'm tired.
Yeah.
I'm tired of the no DM situation. Tired of it.
Yeah, guys, there's 400 of you in here. Make sure you smash the like button if you haven't done so yet. If you like the content, please subscribe as well, as much as subscribing to the next people in this panel itself, including the Specs. And once you've got their own channel, you know, Don's is under construction for about 9 months. So anyways, but moving on from that, I'm going to move on to actually Man City, because I've just come out of an interesting conversation on Kopish, and I'm naming names. So Callum, Drifty, not Lee. These two Liverpool fans say Man City again this season are not looking the same, because maybe it's down to a squad thing more than anything. And obviously we're here to do a review of Man City. They said yes, they started great, but then they're like, but it's recency bias from what I was hearing. I actually defended City personally from Lee, because he kept talking about money spent. Lee will be here soon, and this is expected. I gave the figures. Don't worry, Daps.
Nah, it's just boring. Like the money thing.
Let's review Man City, anyways. Like, do
you know what it is? It's one of them ones where why talk on the money at the moment? There's gaping issues to talk about. Money's not one of them. Like, there's no need to do that. It's like when a gal came on a show after Arsenal had won and started moaning about the referees. Bro, you just won a game. Celebrate it. Don't talk about the referees. Like, they're right. We started the season off well. We weren't looking as fluid, but we were getting results. But we've had this big gaping hole identified to us. And I keep saying this. It's kind of good that it's happened now, and it's been 3 games, and then he's back. Then it happens later, and it's a 12 game. Yeah. Like I said earlier, when you have a couple of key cogs from, well,
Specs, man.
You know what, Specs? I tried to be so respectful, telling you your internet was shit. Yeah, but like. Put some more pennies in the meeting or something, man. Come on.
You remember that back in the day? The old meters used to be coins in them.
Come on, bro. Why
Oh, man.
Brother, I scared
gaping. No, because gaping is big, innit? And like, look, when you take certain, like, do you know what? If Rodri was out and De Bruyne was back, or De Bruyne was back and Rodri was out, maybe it wouldn't have looked as bad. But the truth is, with both of them out, it was clear that there is a drop-off, yeah? Now, that's a warning to us. And Rodri will be back after the international break, but we can't forget the drop-off. We mustn't. Pep mustn't. I'm sure he won't. But, Don, I've got to salute you, because you've been saying, when I said about a cover can come in and do the... He can't, bro. Like, the same as when Mons was talking about McAllister in the 6. Yeah, I don't want to see... Look, I'm not going to be... I'm hearing people say, oh, Kovacic, one of the worst signings. No. He's had a bad 2 games, yeah. Before that, he was looking good in this City system. But there is an issue there. Like, and how we solve it, I don't know yet. But you're on mute.
I'll let you land your point, bro. Just on that, yeah. Fabregas literally spoke about Kovacic the other day. I don't know if you saw the quotes. He literally said, when I used to play with him, his first thought was to get the ball and just... When I used to play, When I used to play next to him, his first thought was to get the ball and run. But when you're playing as that defensive midfielder, as like a 6, you need to take more responsibility. Do you know what I'm saying? And Kova, the way he plays the game, bro, this is what I was saying to you. In that first phase, he's not comfortable, bro. He's not.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Do you know, I actually want to get the clip. Before the City-Arsenal game, Richard spoke on Rodri and the role Rodri plays, and it was so spot on. He spoke about Rodri making the right decision of knowing when he can run with the ball and when it's not that time, and just knowing and being aware of everything around him, and just only advancing when he can advance. Like, don't advance if everything is not cleared up at the back and there's not the right people behind you. Richard's proper spoke on Rodri, and the truth is, like, that's a big drop-off. De Bruyne's a big drop-off. But at the same time, this point in the season, 8 games in, where we are, it is not meltdown time.
Exactly,
but we have to, at the same time, say the last 3 games has not been good. Like, it hasn't. And we can say Rodri, but actually, if we really look at it, I think Bernardo Silva kind of did an okay job there. Like, Odegaard was not controlling and running the game from there. there was other issues, like we weren't creating nothing, and Pep made some mistakes, but it's one game, and we just keep moving. I don't really know what to say on City's Champions League wise. We're cruising, and the biggest thing for me is Arsenal and Liverpool, and just watching what they're doing. Like, because they are, I think both of them are better. Like, well, Liverpool definitely are, but I think Arsenal are definitely better and ready for a full season. Like that the way that he rotated players and they beat us tells us Arteta's still learning on the job. And like that's one thing.
For me, like with go on, Specs.
No, because like I've been hearing this narrative. Like, I'm not a City fan in it, obviously, but
you're not.
We all have our opinions in it, and that's the greatest thing about it. We all think we know what's going on. I like what you said, the first part. It's only 8 games, brother, yeah? So I don't know what this whole... It's almost like people can't wait for any kind of little thing to happen to City, and then we get carried away. Even some of your own fans, like...
Yeah, bro, true, valid.
The Rodri KDB, brother, for me, I think the only slight issue I see for City right now is you've got too many guys that want to run with the ball at the moment. In 11, that's where I think it's going a bit wrong.
Yeah,
it's like a slight thing. But okay.
I think something that is relevant at the moment is, and people really need to think about this, is every single season, pretty much bar one, the 100-point season, round this point in the season, people will be picking up the issues with City, right?
Exactly.
And saying. I remember how I felt when we lost 5-2 at home to Leicester a few seasons back, and was thinking, what the hell is going on? We have Pep, and we can't, rate Pep as high as we rate Pep, but then within the space of a couple of months, completely forget how he does overthink things and he comes up with things. And at the moment, a pivot of Kovacic and Nunes is not looking good for me. I've got no faith in that whatsoever, But... are we going to say that Pep won't work out how to... And look, this whole inverting your right back and coming and sitting next to your 6 was not a thing this time last year, Now half the Premier League's doing it, So...
Exactly.
I've got a little suggestion for you, Daps, man. Like, why...
Well, not me, holler Pep, bro.
Bro, like, why don't you guys look to bring Grealish a little bit more central, man?
But that's not new. I've been saying that for
You've been saying
2 years, bro.
You've been saying that, yeah? Okay, so fair enough. Foden for me, he's not doing enough. Like, everyone knows how talented Foden is. Do you get what I'm saying? But talent and application are 2 different things. Do you know what I'm saying? You can have all the talent in the world, but if you're not able to apply yourself correctly, bro, you're not going to be effective on that pitch.
I feel like with Foden, my whole thing with Foden is because Foden overall this season, again, we can do, it's only 8 for us, maybe 9 or 10 games because of the Community Shield and the Super Cup, and then you've got Champions League. So a few games. Over the games, Foden predominantly has looked good. But I do hear it, But my thing is, like, this, Don, Chilwell, left back, sensational. Left winger, awful. Now, the drop-off with Foden playing on the wing or playing central is not the same. But still, I'm kind of at a point now where I'm just bored of seeing Foden moved about to suit the system and just want Foden, like Pep, to have some faith in Foden and play him in an 8 role, right? I look at Cole Palmer and at times, do you know what? I kind of think I wish Foden was given this...
that role,
like this freedom to express himself, but at the same time, then I have to revert back and go, hold on a second, who am I to question Pep Guardiola? Because you know what, like at the end of the season, when it all cooks and works, if we're winning trophies, he knows what he's doing. But I do think with Foden, it's hard because I want to come out here and really defend him, but at the same time, I hear what people are saying and. Like, we all know it. I don't think anyone's actually knocking Foden, are they? They're saying, we know Foden technically is a good player, but we're not seeing it enough. Like, we want to see it impacting games week in, week out. And I don't know, this is one for Pep to work out. I think, just on the Haaland thing as well.
Starving, man.
He scored 2 today, by the way. Scored 2 today. Starving, but still the...
He set him up. The older God set him up.
Oh, well, so there we go.
I think that's a Norwegian, man.
Do you know what I'm saying?
You know what? If there's one thing I want to see after the international break, and I think I've spoke on Doku and how much I like Doku. Doku is like the old school winger that excites all the fans, and I like Doku. But after the international break, I'm going to be real. I want to see Jack Grealish again. Like, Jack Grealish.
I'm getting to that. This is what I'm trying to say. And Kat said it himself about Haaland starving here. This is my point I wanted to make before you even said that. And I'm glad you said that. I'm just asking you as a City fan, because, like, when I say, do you think at this moment in time, no one's thought of his own. You got KDB's out. He's a big game player for you and for feeding Haaland. You know what I'm saying? And even Rodri he's special. But I'm just saying, like I said, Doku. Do you think at the moment in time you've got too many players that want to run with the ball? But that's not how you man do your thing.
Bro. I think that's
one pass, special pass to Burner and De Bruyne. And
no, you know what it is? It's not even that. It's with Grealish and this Pep system. Look, it's about people having space and time to do things, right? Grealish is a system. What Grealish does, and anyone that watches Grealish, not watches his stats, watches Grealish, he drags 3 players out of position, right? Whether it be for 1 second or 3 seconds or 4 seconds, he drags 3 players out of position and then pops the ball off to someone else who has 3 to 4 seconds more to impact the game, right? And that's what his job is. He's a facilitator. He creates space for everyone else around him. And by not playing him, ultimately, there's not the space that we usually have to operate in. And to anyone that just looks at, Doku getting on the ball and running at plays, great. I hear it. It's exciting. I've been at games. It's very exciting. But for this system to work, we need space to work in. And that is what Grealish grabs you. And I honestly, I think after the international break, I think he'll get given a run. And I think then we'll start seeing... Because look, if Grealish creates extra space for Alvarez, Foden, Bernardo Silva, Rodri, Haaland to operate in, we know what Kovacic, even Nunez, all of them to operate in. We know what that can do. And I think after the international break, I think Pep will start starting Grealish.
I think it's over that. My review of Man City in summary is now you can see after that Arsenal game is how important Grealish actually is. For the system, for the players that need space. Because without Grealish, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying Doku can't have a 1v1, but Grealish, you need at least 2 players on him. Yep. That means that if there's no Grealish, that means the extra somebody on maybe on Haaland, like they did at Arsenal, or maybe an extra person on Foden. That's what I think. So this whole slander, the way Mo goes on about Grealish is, we talk about systems. It's not individual stuff. It's more of how does the team work. And that's how you see the team work. That left-hand side should show, man, that... Bro, there's a reason why they won the treble the way they did. And why they created chances the way they did. One thing I can criticize on City is I think their summer wasn't as good as we probably maybe have thought of it because they didn't highlight a certain area. And that area is obviously Calvin Phillips, probably not moving them on and probably giving it just giving it a bit of balls to say,
Bro, what? I'll be real. Let's like I've really deep this, and look. When we got Calvin Phillips, I said, I don't get it because I don't think he's of a level that he's actually joining this team thinking he's going to push Rodri out of the team. And it's a hard task to do. You've got Rodri in a Pep Guardiola system. There's not really many players that actually would be going there thinking, I'm going to push him out. But with Phillips, even more so the fact that he's only a 6, it's like, why are you here, right? Your mentality can't quite be right for this club.
Yep.
But you know what? He's a lovely guy. I hear all of that and blah, blah, blah. But in hindsight, like now, if Phillips goes, who do we bring in? And that's where the conundrum starts because who is going to come and be willing to play second fiddle to Rodri? Now, last summer, there was someone that probably would have played second fiddle to Rodri, and we let him go to Southampton. And I think we should have kept Lavia. Really think bring a player through the youth team, and that I think that's a mistake to let him go. A lot of the City fans were saying at the time, and now because.
Yeah, but then his mentality was, I want to play. His mentality was, I want to play.
Bro, it isn't. I think in hindsight, I don't really think it is that because...
but Joe Shields brought him.
Hold on.
Joe Shields took him Southampton as well.
Bro, he's just gone to your club, Like, if we're being truthful, and this is not slander on Lavia, if we're being truthful, does Lavia think he's going to be starting week in, week out over Caicedo or Enzo or...
we could work with them. We could play him in the 4-3-3.
You said he could. You said, but this is we're talking. You just said that he wants first team football. That is not guaranteed at Chelsea this season.
Yeah, you're right. You're right in saying that. But what I'm saying is, when he moved from Man City to Southampton, he was guaranteed to start week in, week out.
Yeah,
because number one, he already had that connection with Joe Shields bringing him, who brought him to Man City.
There he was,
as well.
but but now a year later, he's gone to Chelsea where he might not start. So, look, but ultimately that might have been the reason. But I think because now we're at a point where I think the only thing Pep can probably do is take a Rico or take a Nunez and try and, or maybe even take a Stones and fully not make Stones invert. Say, Stones, at times I'm going to want you to do the Rodri role by yourself with someone next to you. But
my only concern with that, Daps, I literally just said this on Mo's channel as well, is that Stones picks up injuries from the back. Do you know what I'm saying?
For fun.
If you're playing him in that midfield, bro, there's more of a risk of him picking up a bigger injury or a longer term injury. Do you know what I'm trying to say? That's the only thing that I'm skeptical about. I think he can play that role well, better than Calvin Phillips for you lot. But it's just the fitness, man.
But where we are now is there is a risk. But where we are now is I think there's a risk with anything. Look, if we play Calvin Phillips, he can break up play, but then he loses the ball too quickly. If we play Kovacic, well, we've seen it. Like, there's a risk on every single option we have. Even if we went out into the transfer market, there's a risk because we could get someone that wants to start, and when he doesn't start, his form drops. So it is what it is. But I think for us, that's the biggest risk we have at the moment. Like I always said it last season, we miss Rodri far more than we miss Erling Haaland. And I think it's been proven ultimately. So
is Rodri back next game? He's back next game.
Yeah, he's back next game. But we can't forget it, bro. We can't forget it. And the other thing I'd say we have learned as Man City's season, ultimately, like I said before, is that this is not a foregone conclusion this season. Do I think Manchester City will win the league? Yes, I do. Right. But we can't be thinking that every game is a guaranteed 3 points. Definitely not. Even more so because it's a 3-horse title race. It's not 4.
Yeah. Guys, there's 500 of you in here. Please smash the like button. We are on 131 likes. I ain't seen that shift for a minute. Please get us to at least 200 minimum. I know it's a ball ache sometimes to just feel like, oh, I need to exit the live chat. And you know we can't really hear specs too well because it is what it is. But like this for specs. If you like the video and if you give enough super chats, we can sponsor specs. By the end of the year, he can get a new mic.
Don't fund me, bro.
Sponsor specs. Smash a like for specs. Yeah, man, it's hard out here, man. Pause. All right, but moving on around the panel. You know what? Just hurry up, man. Just grill me already, man. Man United, man.
You got to talk on your season. This is for you to talk on it before we.
You still finishing second, Cass?
Bro, I said on the basis of who Man City get in the window. So
you just said we didn't spend well. You just said that a minute ago.
But I said ultimately, I said it wasn't as good as what you thought it was. I'm saying you have spent well in Vardio. I think Kovacic is still a good player, and I like Mateus Nunes. I just think you should have done maybe more than that to highlight the area where it should have. But anyways, it's not the point. Yeah, Man United shit, man. What can I say, bro? It's been poor. It's the second season syndrome all the time. It's been smelly, and we're still sitting above Chelsea. But and you know what? You
just have to get that in there, innit?
I mean, I don't have to just get in it. It's a fact. So the way I look at it is, bro, Man United's got a long way to go, man. I think a lot of players need to hold accountability as people themselves as well. They all say they care about the club. Always say, yeah, it's all about the club. They come out on after a loss, they come out on Twitter with their excuses. But then you got Harry Maguire doing his own prop in England interviews and stuff. What the fuck? This is
tell me about this, please. Sorry, I haven't heard this.
He talked about his record, like about every time he's been playing, he's won and all that. And I'm like, brother, you out of your 17 appearances with Man United, and 9 of them have been start. You've only won 9 of them, brother. Like half. I don't know, man. But he's not
no self-awareness, you know.
Listen, he's not the only one. The thing is, no self-awareness is people like Bruno as well. No self-awareness is like Ten Hag. I have to criticize Ten Hag with the Sancho situation, not knowing English media and Man United go hand in hand, and it's not a good mix, right? It also goes down to, I don't know, man, Rashford losing confidence after getting his confidence all over again. What happened to all this? What happened to mentality? What was the point of this if you can't use it? You know, like all this stuff. You know, and again, it's just been a mixture of shit show from the manager, from the players, from the probably that's the club as we all know and love it, or whatever you want to call it. It's crap. It's been very, very slow, and it's been harsh. Like when I say it's been a slow start, it's been a harsh start. As for what we've been watching, it's only the last couple games, a bit similar to you a little bit, Don, man. Only last couple games we started moving the ball with some tempo, but not the correct tempo. But we're not creating enough. Luckily for you, teams actually think they can beat you. For us, they parked the bus and like, yeah, that's what we have to do.
Galatasaray didn't.
Yeah, no, they just waited us to make our own mistakes, which exactly happened. Anana, Delo getting bullied off a shit bounce, all that stuff. It's always down to individual mistakes, and sometimes it's like, is this going to get better? I don't know. But if we're reviewing what's going to happen as of right now, bro, I think, you even against City, I'm sorry, that's not a draw game. You better win it. Because if you want to,
is that Old Trafford?
It's a derby at Old Trafford, yeah.
I think as a manager, he needs to get the fans back on. And I'm not talking about, I'm on side just about, and I'm still here. But you need to get all fans back on side, because last season was a cohesive fan unit. Or when you heard Old Trafford last, it was loud. I doubt it's going to be the same if you lose that derby, bro.
Yeah, I think that's one of the biggest non-talking points for Man United is the fact that last season Ten Hag got Old Trafford back cooking, and within the space of 3 games, it's gone. Like literally, I think they went into this run of a load of home games and were like, do you know what? We got a load of home games. We can cook it. And then they've lost a load of them. And it's like all that work last season getting, and do you know what? The last home game, to be fair, when McTominay scored, it went back to Old Trafford for 5 minutes. And guess what? They scored another. But I think that's why the derby game is so important, because you win that, it's going to be hard, but you win that, and then all of a sudden Ten Hag has the fans back on side because you've just won in a derby at Old Trafford. So, but Cass, where do you see this going?
Look, man, I think the year we're having now should have happened last year instead of going for the result, and should have highlighted what you was going to do from early. And maybe I think this way it comes down to probably inexperience of managing a big club, and especially in England, of the situation of what Man United really is. Like getting stopgaps in Casemiro. In hindsight, it was a great signing at the time, but maybe you should have went in a different direction instead. Instead of chasing Frankie de Jong, you should have went in a different direction instead and highlighted what you should have done, which was change that midfield completely. You should have done what Tottenham did in a way, even though they had a couple of them players already at the club. You should have done what Chelsea done this season. Should have done what Liverpool done in one season. That's what should have happened, because you brought in a Nana. Now you brought in one of the best, when it comes to mentality, one of the keepers that have one of the best mentalities in the world. But even his confidence is shot right now. And all he's got to bring through it is himself, and he keeps talking to himself to get him through it, right? But you probably brought him in a phase way too early, because you ain't even sorted out the midfield balance yet. I can see it going. I can see in the end. From what I know, I don't know which direction Man United as a club's going to go, if they're going to get bought or not, but I know they're going to get bought. I think we all know, but we just don't know who. I think it was confirmed today that it's going to get bought. We just don't know by who yet. But even then, it's not all great. It doesn't mean it's going to be flowers and glitter and all that shit. Do you get what I mean? But it should be
Jimmy, man. We need Jimmy. That's who we need, man. We need Jim boy.
No. Man United need a Jimmy, because we get fucked. Do you understand? We got AIDS in that shit. That club has got AIDS, bro. So I'm just saying, for me, the direction, bro, strip it backwards, bro. Because when there's new ownership, these players are going to be shitting their pants for their contracts, bro. If they want to stay somewhere, because a lot of them probably know they're not going to go to another big club, and that's a fact. Monch, you've been quiet, man. What are you saying? Because we had a bit of a back and forth earlier.
Just 1 second here, because
I enjoyed that. I enjoyed that as well.
No, it's very important what you said, Cass. Yeah, when you said about about Ten Hag winning the fans back here. You can hear me, yeah? Yeah. It's that bad, yeah. So you're saying Ten Hag to win the fans back here, but what I'm saying is today is come out with good sources that your players are actually not having Ten Hag, bro. And it's been
and that's exactly. And if that's the case, but if that's the case, then let it happen, because a lot of these players I don't want anyways, and I'm pretty sure we can probably highlight in our brains which ones it is. Just check the ones that aren't really playing. It's them ones.
Well, you know what? Actually, that's a good point. But people, apparently, their sources are saying Sancho does work hard. It's all nonsense. Go on. Thank you. The whole De Gea situation, they didn't like that. He's a good guy, a good character.
Guess what?
I don't know.
Guess what? Not good enough. See, the thing is, before I let Mons go on his monologue with Man United, because he was. As much as it is, Mons can talk facts, bro, and he can just make the truth hurt in it at times, yeah? The thing is, when Man United...
I see you were hurting earlier, pause.
This is where rivals and even people that speak on Man United need to make up I say it all the time, make up your mind. Because when Ten Hag is ruthless, getting rid of the Ronaldos and everything, they're saying, finally a manager that's got balls, Ollie, this and that. But when there's no wins, and he's still being ruthless to the point where he's trying to chop and change and people don't like it in the background, bro. All of a
Is
sudden,
he really trying to chop and change? Is he really trying to chop and change?
I think so, bro. Think about it. Casemiro hooked at halftime. I don't know if Casemiro would be. I take him as a professional personally. I don't think he's got an issue. Yeah, I think there's other people in the background, people that don't like.
Yeah, but I wouldn't say chop and change until you see actual changes in the lineup, lineup.
When you start getting subbed and stuff early on, trust me, that starts to spew little
indicator. Yeah. Okay.
I can already mix it. I can already mix in my head who don't like playing second fiddle, who's just trying to get on with their work and who it may be, who's the really outspoken characters from what we can see as a personality on the pitch. It's so obvious. Even Scott McTominay's comments after he won the game, bro, that guy don't want to play for no manager. He said, I didn't even listen to him. I just done whatever was needed to be done. Do you get what I mean? It's straight up that kind of situation. Come on, man. It's the same average mediocre stuff. Until shit's chopped, it's going to be the same shit over and over again. This is what fans need to realize. I don't care if fans don't care about the Hayes situation. It was raw. But guess what? It needs to be raw. They need to get dick down, bro. Pause and get out. Just stop it, bruv. Mentally fragile.
Where do I start with you, man? We'll start with Ten Hag. First of all, for me, it's not really a make up your mind situation per se. I think last season his man management was fine. He done the right thing in getting Ronaldo out the door. He done the right thing in calling out Marcus Rashford, and Marcus Rashford was able to then turn that around and then continue being the best attacker in their team and one of the best attackers in the world. Let's just call a spade because that's what he was last season. Yeah, this season I feel like he's got more of his players and looked worse, and his man management has taken a turn as well. I think he's managing Man United like this is Ajax. No, this is commercially the biggest club in the world, in the Premier League. Let's just say anyway. Biggest club in the Premier League. You cannot walk into this club and act like you can dictate some of these players, because now these are no longer upcoming young players. These are big egos, and I think we will never know what's going on in the changing room. But you have to legislate for what's going on in the table, on the pitch, and in the dressing room. Yeah. Now on the pitch, United aren't looking good, so therefore, you can't then call out a player for not training hard enough, because it looks like the players who are training hard enough aren't doing what they're doing on the pitch either. So it's just looking two-faced. On top of that, calling out something in the public when Man United are not top of the Premier League, just coming off of 13 Premier Leagues. They haven't won a Premier League in 10 years. They haven't had a good, decent run of a manager for 10 years. So last year, yes, this is probably the best season Man U have had, away from maybe Mourinho's one season where they came second. But at the end of the day, you have to keep anything that is negative around the club. You must keep it in-house, because they will throw you under the bus. Because Man United are most hated. Believe it or not, you are most hated. 1st, 5th, 10th, 20th, you're most hated, bro. You know what I'm saying? So I believe, as I said, old school. I'm old school, innit? Keep most problems in-house, especially you're not Man City, bro, where you're winning. You just want to.
Are you referring to the Sancho? Are you referring to the Sancho situation?
Even with City, look, there's been issues at City this season, but they're kept in-house because. Yeah. And I feel for Ten Hag, because they just lost to Arsenal and he let that cat out the bag, right? But what a mistake in hindsight. Like, what a mistake, yeah. Like, there's a way to learn, and like after that, Anthony happened, but for me, and I was actually on Ten Hag's side originally, saying, do you know what? Yeah, he got caught in the headlights. He said it in the heat of the moment, but for me, it's the fact that it's still going on now. Like, bro, be the man, and well, whoever it's down to, bro. Like,
imagine this. So you got a manager who's trying to keep stuff in now, regardless of the situation. Shit shouldn't get leaked. There's too many leaks still. Why are there still leaks? How are you gonna get support if you can't nip the bud, like nip in the bud?
I'm not talking about the way. I think the way he dealt with it, freezing him out of the squad, doing all of that. That's fine. It's the way he's done it in terms of making it public, because he was asked the question 2 weeks later and he goes, I don't need to comment on players who aren't playing. He could have said that after the end of the day. His head was hot. His head was gone. If Garnacho's goal is onside, Ten Hag is, even if he's asked that question, in my opinion, he does not call out Jadon Sancho. I'm sorry.
I think he does.
Okay, we'll leave that down to opinion, but we'll just move away from the man management for a second. Then we look at the tactics on the pitch. he's got too many players who just go and do their own thing. Now, whether that's due to Ten Hag's tactics not being ruthless enough, or whether that's down to his players being incompetent, I think it's more the players being incompetent, but it's also a little bit on Ten Hag. Fernandes is going to play like Fernandes regardless of the system. Rashford is going to play like Rashford regardless of the system, and same for a few other players. So unfortunately, it's too much individual brilliance that's getting you out of games as opposed to the system being superior.
Yeah, I hear it now. That's what I love about this. This is why I say rivals can't make up what they want. Do you want a Marcus Rashford and no system so he can start bagging the way he does because he needs to play on a certain counter-attack? Or does it sometimes come down to wanting to play football, but even these great players that you so-called like so much that has done stuff in purple patches or whatever you want to call that you was criticizing last year that were drying up, a system that works for the squad and team and not the individual? Which one do you want to see, Mons? Because
I'd say
I don't know.
Okay, I'd say obviously you'd want the second one, right? Because it has to get worse before it has to get better. Yeah, and any Arsenal fan will tell you that, right? And even Liverpool fans will tell you that. But what I would say to you, bro, is that, like that said, fans can be reactionary and fickle at times because of the internet is so powerful. We talk about Rashford and some of these players that can't play in a system, but at home, your system was working. And people forget that Rashford was making it happen
and that
in
same
the
system
system.
getting criticized by people like you that said they don't want to see part of the Martin's no style.
100%. Yeah, 100%. Listen, I'm be the first to say the style of play is very difficult to see at the moment. But my point is, it's too reliant on Rashford, and Rashford can't be the focal point of a system. That's when he's so hot and cold. Do you know what I'm saying? He's so hot, and that's why I say what I say about Højlund. Even though Højlund I like his all-around play. I think he's a cold baller with an unbelievably high ceiling. But unfortunately, Højlund hasn't got a Premier League goal this season. I'm ignoring his Champions League goals for the second. Because Højlund doesn't have a Premier League goal this season or assist, it is an issue because when goals aren't coming from other places on the pitch, bro, then the pressure then falls on the striker and goals are then
that's
fine.
And that's fine.
That's not Højlund's fault. It's a knock-on effect.
That's why I'm glad we're coming away from that. But I'm glad we're coming away from that Rashford stuff relying on him because we should be building the team for Højlund. We should be building. That's why I said forget these impact players like Bruno and Rashford. Them days are over. That's a good reason why most managers that had Rashford in their team have all played a certain style and a certain way when he's always in the team. Because he can't play, bro. And it's as simple as that. There's a good reason why he probably looks good in Southgate's system as well in the World Cup. Because that certain system, when it is on the break and in transition, he looks good. But when it comes to supplying for the striker, other than a 2-yard tapping pass when it's obvious and all that kind of stuff, it's not good enough, G. And that's it. There's nothing more.
Sorry, Kaz, can I just say? Can I just say quick? Ultimately, if you ask us what we want it to stay exactly the way it fucking is. Yeah, that's exactly what we want. Yeah. and anyone that says, "Oh, we don't want Ten Hag to go," if Ten Hag goes, it gets worse, in my opinion. Yeah,
100%.
Because no one can name me a manager that is a manager with the right mentality that is
Graham
good.
Potter.
That's gonna, but. Nah. Him stand up to the Glazers. Are you mad, bro?
Bro, like, Graham Potter, man, bring him in, man. Bring in Graham, man.
But what I was going to say is, if I was a United fan, all I would want is, like, I said this because I was proper on Potter's side last season, but I got what Chelsea fans were saying.
Joking. I'm joking. There's no way.
No, but this is relevant with Graham Potter. I thought Graham Potter was the right man for the job.
Same.
But when someone goes in and Chelsea fans are asking for something, just show me something to know what route you're going on, yeah? And he weren't showing nothing. So it's like, do you know what, bro? We can't. And I think
he's talking about ruthless. He's not ruthless.
Nothing. There's just nothing there. Like, he wasn't, no passion, no nothing, like no system. It was just, bro, you're freestyling every game. And I think what Man United fans must want is clear direction. Like, this is what we're trying to do.
I think it comes down to the ownership.
And I hate to say it, bro, I said this on Saeed's channel. I'm here for it. Of course, as a City fan, but the truth is we can try and work out how you resolve Man United. You don't until new owners come in and I said this, it's not cut the grass low so you can see the snakes. It's remove the grass, remove the soil, remove the stones, fertilize everything, poison the whole lot. The whole club needs to rebuild. And the hardest thing is, as fans, you lot are going to have to accept this is not a 2-minute job. Like, this is going to take a long time, even when you're owners, because there's so much wrong at that club.
But Daps, even though we know that the Glazers need to go in it for Man United to kick on long term, right? There's still things tactically that Ten Hag can fix up right now. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, for me, I've been watching.
But are the players listening to him?
This is the thing, yeah. But even if you watch Man United, this is why it's very clear for me to see the problems that they've got and why they're actually struggling to create chances, right? Because they're keeping the ball at times at the back, but in terms of the fluidity through the midfield, it's not there because you're playing guys in the wrong position. You know what I'm saying? You've got Amrabat playing in a pivot with Mason. He should be playing in that pivot with Eriksen, for example, right? And then you put Mason where Bruno is, because Bruno needs to get dropped. Do you know what I'm saying? I think Mason Mount's done a little bit to show that he can do something. Do you know what I mean?
Last couple of games.
For me, he's never been that creative guy, and it's never been that creative outlet, but at least give him the opportunity in his comfortable position. Do you know what I'm saying? So again, as much as the Glazers are the Glazers, these are little tweaks that Ten Hag can make. And right now, the team is very imbalanced. Do you know what I'm saying? It's no surprise that Højlund's not getting the chances that he needs to be getting. He's feeding off scraps, bro. I have to be fair.
Yeah,
I'll say the exact same thing for Chelsea. Do you know what I'm saying?
By the way, Mons needs to go, so big up Mons. We're going to be wrapping up in a sec anyways.
Love Mons.
Yeah, love for that.
We'll be live tomorrow at 11:30. So
AM.
I last
AM.
AM or PM? AM, yeah?
AM.
After you guys have smashed the like button, if you haven't done so yet, exit the live chats and so forth to get this to 200 minimum at least. I'm gonna review one more club. Your club, Don. It's called Chelsea.
Specs, you're gonna get you will get the opportunity when we can hear you.
You can hear me, bro, but it's cool. We go with Chelsea.
You go back and watch it, and you'll get what I mean.
We can barely hear you, bro.
Well, I can hear someone French talking. Don't mean I can understand.
Why you can't hear me, bro.
It's you.
Go back and watch it, and you'll get it.
All right. If it's that bad, I'll feel so cringe. Bro.
No, I can hear you, but it's a bit like
it's that bad.
I've got my headset on. That's the only reason. That's why I'm also struggling.
You're here looking beautiful, and that's all we can ask for, Specs. So.
You man go on. I'll sort out. You man do your plan. Done.
Go on. Yeah, what would you like to know, Cass? Fire away, man.
I want to know your review so far, man, because you know what? As much as you have played decent in the last couple of games, we can't highlight the opposition that you have beaten currently.
Yeah.
Everything that goes across it. And you do create chances, but, Burnley game, you was very clinical. There wasn't exactly a lot of shots on target. You're just very clinical. But I'm just saying, how do you review it at the moment? Because you've had an up and down season, man. Very up and down. You've seen Chilwell in left wing. You've seen kind of Gallagher in a pivot, playing the playmaking role. You've seen everything, bro.
Exactly. I've seen 2 attackers starting against Forest. Do you know what I'm saying? And I'm looking at Man City starting 5 attackers against those guys. Do you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man, for me, it's been up and down because like I was saying at the beginning of the season, Poch went away from what he was doing in pre-season. You get it? I get there's injuries with Nkuku there, but that doesn't mean that you change everything because of one player. Because the guys had the players there, but he's been using them incorrectly. But I would say the past 3 games, bringing in personnel like Cole Palmer, I'm still not liking this Levi at left back situation. I think he's a lot better at left centre back, like I've said a million times. But the personnel he's putting out now and where he's playing Enzo next to Caicedo now and Gallagher a bit further forward, it's helping us, man. It's helping us attack a little bit more and it's helping us look a little bit more fluid. Do you know what I'm saying? Because Cole Palmer, what he does naturally to the team, when he's got the ball, I look at everyone and everyone's trying to go forward because they know that he's trying to create something. Do you know what I'm trying to say? So I think the reason why we're, playing a lot better now is because Poch has reverted back to basics a little bit and the players are taking a little bit more responsibility. They're not fluffing these chances. It's a bit of both of, creating clear-cut chances and the players burying them now. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I think we've got a platform to kick on now.
You know what? You've got another issue. Your medical team, because even Fatur says here.
Yeah, I've been saying. Do you know what? I've been saying this for years. I've been saying that for years, man.
Yeah, let me do this. The super chat it's like glad Cole Palmer's okay. The under 21 boss said he had bumps and bruises. Could have been a catastrophe and sending Chelsea fans into meltdown. Then there's
What did he get injured for?
For England.
Yeah, he was strapped up in the second half, then he came off.
Yeah,
Wow.
so there's other news
Strapped
as well.
up, you know, why
like,
strap up?
unless he's trying to cover for Cole Palmer, we don't know. Jackson apparently had an operation on his wrist, which
we see players play with cast all the time.
Yeah, all the time.
Yeah, but I don't know. I feel for internationals, I don't want to see that. If you're having to put straps on him, rest him. Don't.
Yeah.
No. Cole Palmer got injured. He got injured in the game. He got injured in the game.
So sub him off.
Has a potential. Well, he has a knee injury. Whether it's serious or not, we don't know. But that could be potentially 15 registered injured players we use this season.
That Nizza guy already confirmed that with Disasi, there's nothing serious.
I don't think there is an either. But you just never know, bro. Be like,
do you know what? This and it is a thing. Like, however much, and it's hard for us as rival fans, and I get it as everyone else that isn't a Chelsea fan in the chat now. It's hard to talk about, but Chelsea have got loads of injuries, because I know straight away, well, they've spent this much money, but they've still got injuries. Yeah. And like, it is a thing. We can say it's not an excuse, it's a reason, but it is there. But I think the most important thing at Chelsea at the moment, like anything you talk about at Chelsea, if you're doing a calculation, you have to put time. Yeah. And that's the thing. Like, Don, when you were talking about at the beginning how Poch was at first, he just give him a couple of games. Yeah, he's working things out still. Look, we Cass and I said it on a show we did the other day, that you can't just spend money and expect instantly that many players to click. You can't. Like, I'm sorry. Like, you can't. Yeah, he needs to be given time. And what I would say, like, to you, I'm intrigued to see because I know you were critical of Poch, yeah. But are you now kind of like, do you know what? He's learning and he is making the changes. Like, he is, bro.
He is. No, he definitely is. But the main concern for me was that the changes, the lineups he was putting out were very amateur. Do you know what I mean? It was very unlike Poch, you know, because Poch, we brought him in as an attacking manager. And this guy was thinking to defend first, you know, playing three centre-backs, playing Ben Chilwell at left wing. These are things that we didn't bring Poch in for. Do you know what I'm saying? So as much as I'm all for giving a manager patience, I'm all for giving the manager patience if I can see he's trying to do the right things. But luckily for him, he realized after 2 games, Ben Chilwell at left wing is not gonna work. He brought in Mudryk. Do you know what I mean? Slowly started to bring in new players. Slowly, Gallagher's not in that pivot anymore. He's further forward. Slowly, Cole Palmer's now starting. So it's like, right, you know what?
Further back.
Enzo's dropped further back. So I can only give him props for that, because he's making the positive changes that I wanted him to make. But initially, bro, he was never going to get patience doing that.
Do you not think when you say he's an attacking manager, right?
Yeah.
And he's playing defensive, like, again, because these players have not played together, he was at PSG, right? With Neymar, Mbappe, Messi. I think the season before, didn't he have Di Maria there, I think, as well? Before that, at Tottenham, he had Kane and Son. You know, when you've got, like, I know we're going to get this many goals in this game, so we do not have to shut up shop too much, because we've got these men up top, right? But especially with Nkunku injured, with Jackson, who's new to the Premier League, Brozier injured, do you think maybe he's kind of looked at it and thought, you know what, we're not there yet going forward. So if we're not there yet going forward, we have to make sure that at least we're solid enough at the back. Because
but it was overthinking though, because what's the point of spending 115 million, chasing Caicedo all summer and not letting him earn his money? Do you get what I'm saying? There was no need to bring in a Caicedo and then put 3 centre-backs behind him. Like, it just wasn't fluid. Do you know what I'm saying? There was no link between Jackson and the midfield. Like, Jackson was having to do like 3 jobs. Jackson was literally
and as far as with the Colwell thing, again, like I don't want to see Gvardiol on the left, by the way, at City. I want to see him in the middle as well. I don't want to see him at the left, but sometimes managers do it. And I guess with your defenders as well, he's got to be very careful, because if he played a Mad Young centre-back partnership, and and again, when you're not getting that many goals going forward, and then you've got 2 young centre-backs, that's a recipe for disaster. So I think he's been kind of, while he learns about the team and gets things...
It's the thing, though, Daps. People think Disasi's young. He's not. He's 26.
Oh, goddamn. Well, there we go. Yeah, I'm one of them.
You see?
Okay, yeah. Yeah, but at the same time, if you're ultimately, it is a young squad. That's one thing I do know of, yeah. And I was having a conversation earlier on Saeed's channel about Thiago Silva. Now, I get it. He's 39 years old. His legs are going. But he is experienced. His reading of the game is second to none, right? And I can understand why he still wants him there, especially at the start of the season, around these younger players, just while everyone settles in. So I think the main one for me was the Chilwell one. I'm still not having the Chilwell at left wing. Like, I'll never have that. Never, ever have that.
Nice,
the thing is, though, Daps, even with the Silva thing, like, to be honest with you, we didn't need him. We didn't need 3 centre-backs, bro. Like, Levi is more than competent to do that job by himself. I get the whole experience thing, but, bro, Silva has literally cost us 3 goals this season. Do you know what I'm saying? And those games we lost. Against West Ham, he done some baities. Do you know what I'm saying? Against Forest, he done the same thing.
Give a pass though, man. It makes up for the other stuff that he's done great, man.
Yeah, but there's been games where he's been just reading the games different.
Yeah. So, no, exactly. He's still good, but we need to slowly start phasing him out.
I agree with you, and I think it will get to. No, bro, he's 39 years old. He's right. He's right. No, bro, he's right. They have to. But I just think what Poch has actually done has come in there, and we have to be. It's a whole new squad, new manager, young players, and I think he's just made sure that, you know what, we don't get completely turned over because we haven't got enough goals going forward yet. I think you will. Like, and we're not used to playing together at the back of the system. You had the Reece James injury that was massive. So I think he's done a bit of, while we get used to playing together, I am going to try and keep a few seniors in the squad just to hold the fort a bit. And I actually think Poch is doing a good job. I honestly think Chelsea and Poch slyly are maybe the ones to watch. Like, I don't know if I've changed since you got Cole Palmer. Maybe that's what's happened. But I slyly think like that top 4 spot for them. I hear it. I could hear it.
Yeah, man. But guys, man, pick up your souls. Specs, obviously, Geordie Dread TV, Under Construction FC in the bottom left there, and Never Foul at the top as you can find us. Make sure if you like the content, subscribe. If you haven't done so, like the video. And we're going to be out of here in due time because I am tired.
Sorry, 1 second, Cash. Before you go, Newcastle United to be the oddball to win the Champions League. Now you can wrap up.